Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Overwatch. This is a little bit of a weird video for me to do because this is going to come out 2 days after the game launches, and 98% of people watching this will have already made up their mind about this game. Half of you are going to say, I've watched 1,000 streamers play 1,000 hours of this over the past 2 days. It's overrated trash. I hate it. Half of you are going to say, I've played 1,000 hours and I've watched people play 1,000 hours. I love it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. So this is not really a video to inform you about whether or not that you should buy Overwatch, although if you're able to garner that over the course of the video, that's fantastic. Instead, it's just an opportunity to talk about the game a little bit and to spoil my general overall opinions of Overwatch, this game is scary good, in my opinion. It's the first time in a long time that a game has made me feel like I'm 15 again, and, you know, I'm coming home from school and I'm spending like 6 hours playing a game and it's just disappearing in the blink of an eye. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but that's okay. We're going to get started here. If you're unfamiliar with what Overwatch actually is, it is a hero/arena shooter from Blizzard, of course, famous for the StarCraft series, Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, etc., etc. But this one is all original characters to the best of my knowledge. As much as I'm unfamiliar with Warcraft, StarCraft lore, I believe that these are all original characters, and it is objective-based. Oh, there actually is a weekly brawl here. You get 200% health, 150% ultimate speed, ultimate like gain rate, so ability cooldown goes down, 75% faster ability cooldowns, and new maps. Okay, well, not new maps, but subsets of maps. Let's just play a quick play game with players against my skill level. I'm currently level 12 in the game, and that represents about 6 hours of play. Sincerely, I played this about 6 hours yesterday and had a fantastic time. I understand that the internet is inundated with Overwatch content right now, and for the most part, this isn't really my scene, but I have to say that it is nice to be part of a huge launch of a game again. I find myself so often being the grizzled old man who says, oh, this game, I'm not really interested. Everybody's super hype, and then I wait 4 years and I play it and I go, hey, that game's actually pretty okay. I'm enjoying being here right at the launch of Overwatch. So I'm going to play a few different kinds of classes over the course of this for the few of you who have seen zero content in this game so far, which I imagine is a fairly low level of people, and I'll do my best to explain what's actually happening. But when I described you as low level, I didn't mean that you as a person were low level, like you hadn't leveled up your stats yet. Instead, I just meant there's probably not a huge proportion of people who are totally unfamiliar with what's going on here, but in the interest of getting everybody on the same page, we'll talk about it. So we're playing on Lijiang Tower here. One thing I really like about Overwatch is the fact that there are a lot of maps that all have unique designs, and they're all very colorful, which is something that you don't see all that often. We have no defense heroes on our team right now. I am going to, no matter what character you take, people are going to be mad at you. Oh, now we have no offensive heroes. Okay. I'm terrible at offensive heroes. We have a support. We have an offensive hero. You know what? I'll try to play maybe as Hanzo, and we're doing attack here, so we've got 12 more seconds to set up. You can change characters over the course of the game, and another thing that I really like is the fact that the character designs are so unique and colorful as well. But really, I know we don't live in that era anymore where every, you know, AAA video game that comes out is super gray and brown and just, you know, space marines shooting at each other. Not that there's anything wrong with, you know, Halo specifically. Control point unlocks in 19. But I really appreciate that the game is largely very colorful, and this game, or this map, doesn't really do a great job of showing that off, but you'll see that in the future, and, you know, it takes all kinds. So let me just talk a little bit about what my hero is right now. Oh, God. I am Hanzo. He's kind of like a sniper. I'm not sure why he classifies himself as a defensive hero, but I'm sure a lot of people will feel free to let me know what's going on with that. In terms of interface stuff, bottom left is our HP, and the bottom middle is actually the my ultimate gain right now. So I'll talk about my abilities here. I have a bow and arrow that I can charge up. Oh, I really thought I could land that shot. The more you charge, the more damage it does. My E ability, which I'm going to use right now, fires an arrow that scatters into other arrows when it hits. It's really nice if you can hit the enemy's feet with it, and then they can get hit with like 5 or 6 arrows. That'll cause all sorts of problems for them. And then left shift is... Oh, God, I got a kill with that. Left shift is our radar ability. Whoa, oh, I'm dead. Is our radar ability, which allows me to kind of see through walls, and that's very important for setting up my ultimate on the Q key, which turns my arrow into a dragon, or a couple of dragons, a double dragon, as Nick would like to say, and we'll see that here in a second. That does a pretty good amount of damage over time if an enemy is standing inside of the beam, which is effectively the dragon. So I'm going to try to set up a good ult here, even though we're kind of in a bad spot. I'm gonna try to land that, and then we shoot through walls, and our dragons are gonna do some damage, but you can see the enemies scattered a little bit. I still got 1 kill out of it, but not as good as I'd like. There's gonna be a lot. It's a very maximal game. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on the screen right now that you may not completely understand. For some of you, you're gonna be watching this and saying, man, Northernlion, you're trash at this game, and that's definitely true. But you could be trash at this game and have a fun time regardless, especially when you're playing with friends. Of course, there's some annoyances when you're playing in solo queue, or maybe you're partied up with only 1 person. It's teams of 6v6, so oh, someone's breaking it down there. And it takes a long time to figure out and to learn what every enemy ability is. Oh, we're on the point. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening that you just will not understand on first playthrough, and I think that to some extent that leads to Overwatch being difficult to watch if you don't understand. I am pinned and dead. Being difficult to watch if you don't understand their all the abilities that are on display here, but it does a pretty good job of making it enjoyable in spite of the fact that you don't understand. Always, you're like, I got killed by something, I don't fully understand what it was, but that's okay. Oh, they're gonna grab the point here. This is gonna be a best 2. Ooh, we contested it for a second. This is gonna be a best 2 out of 3. Let's try radar there just to see if it gets any views. It did not. It's gonna be best 2 out of 3, so we're not done if we just lose our first game here. Let me see if I can get in there and do some extra damage. There we go. We got our teammate is healing us right now with that healing aura, but now he is frozen in ice and dead. Everyone, this is the other thing you need to know about Overwatch. Everybody that plays it has a hero that they hate and wants to die in a fire. For me, that hero is... Oh god, I hope I didn't just waste my ultimate there. That hero is Mei, a character that throws up ice walls that you can see in red, and also freezes you, and then after she freezes you, she shoots you once and you die, and then you go, oh, this fucking character's bullshit. But everybody's got a character like that. Some people hate the character that I'm playing as right now. They go, oh, fucking Dragon Man's a real garbage fire, or they go, oh, robot that can turn into a turret is an asshole. You know what? Let's play as a different character this time. Do we still have a healer in Lucio? Maybe I'll play as Junkrat just to mix it up a little bit and show you all the character variety. One thing that I think is really a huge strength of Overwatch is the fact that no 2 heroes are really even that similar, at least from what I've played so far. And I have spent most of my time playing maybe, you know, Mercy, Hanzo, Junkrat, and Bastion, but at the same time, you know, I've dabbled in other characters, and they've all been really, really novel and interesting to play as. Now, admittedly, some of them, you play them and you go, oh, that character's bullshit. But they all especially have unique abilities that show up in a dynamic way on screen in a way that I think is really cool. I hope that grenade hits, but I doubt that it will. So I'm going to try to explain what got going on with my abilities right now. Basically, I have a grenade launcher. In addition to this grenade launcher, I have a bear trap that can kind of stun enemies. And then I have that, oh, come on. At least I got the assist there. We have a remote mine that I can throw out and then detonate to do some damage. But my ultimate is really what makes this character, which is known as Junkrat, really fun to watch. And he becomes a tire that explodes in a pretty large area of effect and with a lot of damage associated with it as well, and oftentimes leads to some really good stuff in terms of like killing enemies and possibly like breaking open a point so you can actually take it for yourself. Please don't take this as high level, you know, esports-esque commentary. Ooh, we actually got a kill there. Because largely I still don't fully understand what I'm doing, and oftentimes end up being really bad. That was Reinhardt's ultimate. No! Did I get him? No, I got my tire and then died. One of the things that Overwatch, I think, does really, really well is presentation. And of course, in a game like, well, in a game like this, which costs, you know, untold amounts of money and has incredible developers of, you know, the highest caliber working on it at all times. That sounds like I'm gushing a little bit, but, you know, the people that work on these games are very talented and experienced. Hold up for a second. I'm going to try to land my tire here. If they shoot me, my tire dies and I've wasted my ultimate. I did it! I killed one man with my tire. That's probably a little bit below average, but I'll take it. If you'd seen my ultimates previously, you would you would understand why I'm bragging about that one. But the presentation is fantastic. From like a user interface and user experience standpoint, it's very satisfying to look at, and they do a pretty good job of making it so it's relatively easy to understand what the heck's going on. Oh, she dropped ult. I am super frozen and probably super dead. And beyond that, it has like a real kind of like sports presentation, like the same way if you watch the National Football League or the Premier League or the NHL or something like that. That was a good win for us there. They do a really good job of giving like player accolades. So if I just hit tab here, once we actually load in, you can see in the bottom left there, these are my stats. So I've got 10 eliminations, 6 objective kills, 6 deaths, 5,000 damage done. This shows you, the medals show you where you rank relative to your team. So I've got the 3rd most eliminations because I have a bronze, 2nd most objective kills, which is kills on the objective, and the 2nd most damage done. So you really get a good amount of feedback about your performance as you play, which is nice. And it's a little bit more robust than just holding tab in, you know, an average first-person shooter and then being like, okay, here's my kill-death ratio, and then you gotta be like, no, well, I'm a support, so, like, it doesn't matter that I have that many assists. Like, they give you a really nice spectrum of what's going on here. Now, admittedly, this is not really my character of choice, even though I have played a little bit as Junkrat and I have a good time with it. My character of choice is definitely more like full support. Oh, they've got Bastion, aka Angry Asshole Robot, who we just killed, thankfully. But, ooh, that's probably don't want to do that, huh? I'm much more of like a full support character. I really like playing Mercy. I really like playing Lucio because I can't aim. So to not have to aim is fantastic. And admittedly, maybe that makes me like completely casual scum. But at the same time, I like that there's a character for me as well. Look at that. Just saved my teammate there. Let's ignore all of the bad things that I've done in this episode and instead just focus on the fact that I saved my teammate's life there. I'm just using those as if they're frag grenades. Maybe you can set up like a proper ambush with them or something, but, you know, that ain't me. So he has given us a bunch of shields, effectively. I'm just gonna stay on the objective because being away from the objective frightens me. And in objective-based game modes, I hate when it becomes team deathmatch. Yeah, that's right. Just block yourself out there. Maybe she's gonna come in with her ult, though, so we should be ready to back it up. Great hook there. You will notice that there are characters in this game, and this is not, you know, to fire shots at any game. There are characters in this game who are reminiscent of characters in other games. Like, for example, Man Who Throws Hook. It's Pudge from Dota 2, and also, you know, probably reasonable analog from League of Legends that I'm just unfamiliar with. If you've played Paladins, there's characters that are similar, but I don't want to get into that whole thing, because, I mean, it's a similar game to Paladins, of course, but both games have, you know, rabid fan bases for sure. Oh, I got high noons! I still got the kill on the dude who high nooned me, though. What I really like about the game in particular, beyond the fact that it's just really fun to play and you don't spend a whole lot of time being dead, which is fantastic for someone like me who's horrible. Oh, you know what? This is my time. Again, it's the presentation elements. The player of the game stuff that you get at the end of the game is so much fun. We got him! We probably could have gotten more. But we did get one at least, so I'll take it. What is going on here? This guy's firing dragons, but they like went through the ground. You gotta be tricky, or you gotta be careful with those dragons. Oh! I thought for sure we were gonna get one kill there. You can't get the bear trap over that thing, you throw like a freaking Junkrat. And again, don't sweat it if you're watching this right now. Oh, and you're going, what the heck is this, you know, our simian friend doing here? You got a great point. I honestly have never played as Winston, who is the character we just got murdered by, so I pretty much have no idea what he's doing here. One thing that has come up a little bit in discussions about Overwatch is, would this be better as a free-to-play game or is the $40 price point, is it, I guess, adequate? Is it low enough for what you get in terms of content of the game? I've been of the opinion, and this is kind of like my opportunity, I guess, to put my money where my mouth is, but I've always been of the opinion that I would rather pay for every hero in a game than be beholden to a bad free-to-play system. Now, not every game like this has a bad free-to-play system. Some of them have excellent free-to-play systems, like Dota 2, for example. And I've heard awesome things about leagues, even though people can spend a ton of money in it. Oftentimes, they spend a ton of money, but then they go, you know what? I spent a lot of time in that game, so it was worth it. But I will say that I really like the $40 price point, and that it puts everybody on an even playing field when you come out. And it's hard to tease how much of that is just because Overwatch is generally a better game than a lot of other, like, hero shooters I've played. But it feels better as well, I think. Oh my god, we've got ultimate again. Let's land it. Let's land it. We can win, team. We killed a person. Have we done it? Have we become the game's greatest player? We actually did come from behind there and win that, which is awesome. And that's kind of how my experiences have gone with Overwatch so far. It's a fun game. Sometimes you get stomped and you just, you know, pray for death. Play of the game is a really nice, again, presentational touch where you get to see a replay from the perspective of whoever got the play of the game. And the play of the game is almost always like an ultimate that gets popped and does a lot of damage. Whoa! That was actually really cool how she got up there and knocked 2 units off the edge with that air blast there. And then at the end, you get to vote for somebody who you think had the most impressive stats here. So you know what? I like to vote for my team member. I'm going to vote for Shivers here. And the more votes you get, I think the more experience you get, and that experience leads to you getting extra levels. And when you get those extra levels, you get to the point where you get loot boxes. You open those loot boxes to get basically taunts that you can equip and sprays that you can equip on each character. We'll play one more here. Because it's really fun. It's a fun game to play. You can also see our stats down there at the bottom. 20% accuracy I'm not thrilled with, but I also want to show off other characters. So I hope we'll be able to get a loot box here, but I doubt we're going to be able to get one in the next level just because leveling up takes a while now. But we can see some of the stuff that you get. Like, who do I have a lot for right now? I guess I've got a decent amount for Mercy. In the loot boxes, you get skins, emotes, oh, come on now. Sprays, etc., etc. that you can use. And they have rarities the same way they have rarities in Hearthstone. You can, or in many other games like this, but you can also, I'm just going to play Mercy here. Basically a hard support, which is going to annoy some people watching this, but this is the role that I prefer to play, and everybody wants the support on their team. Everybody wants the person on their team who's like, you go ahead and take the play of the game, I'm just going to keep you healed, and then Josh Groban raise you up when you die. So Mercy's abilities: left click is a healing beam, right click is a beam that does gives your teammates a damage buff if you've got it focused on them. Left shift kind of allows us to tether to a unit to travel a little faster, and our ultimate raises heroes that are close to us from the dead, which is good. There's our spray there, as you can see. But yes, the thing with the loot boxes is, you might say, why are there microtransactions in a game that's $40? And in some ways I agree with that, but also it's all cosmetic stuff. It does it basically the way that Dota 2 does it, in the sense that there's no heroes locked behind you know, gated content walls that cost money, at least as of right now. And really, you're just getting stuff like skins that make you look cooler, and you know, taunts and victory poses and stuff like that that you may or may not care about. And the loot boxes have come pretty plentifully so far. I've gotten, I guess I've gotten 11 or 12 if I'm at the 12th level, so that's like one every half hour. That's not going to continue, of course, as you get further and further into the game, and it takes you longer and longer to level. It's a little less satisfying than opening a pack in Hearthstone or something like that, because of the fact that, you know, in Hearthstone you get an awesome card that you can then use, and you're like, oh, I've been waiting on this legendary forever, man. I will say, as someone who tends to play support, I really enjoy the fact that, you know, characters who need HP show up in big bright red, like, be careful, this guy needs your help. I did let a teammate die, though. Oh, no I didn't. He's in there, but he is dead. He was rampaging, man. Okay, I do have my ultimate. The thing with Mercy is her ultimate goes up real quickly. I'm trying to get on all my teammates here, but at the same time they're getting spread out, and that's my bad, honestly. I do have the ability to deal damage as well. Oh, we did it. Josh Groban them. I'm gonna die, but I Josh Grobaned once. We do have the ability to give them that damage buff as well, which is something I should probably do. Oh, the Josh Groban is just when you bring your teammates back to life because you raise them up. I haven't really talked about it in terms of the objectives, which is something that I should have done, but in terms of game modes, there's no team deathmatch or anything like that. Most of them are varieties of either payload or control points that you might recognize from other games of this type. Particularly Team Fortress 2 is obviously a reference that comes up a lot. But payload is a frequent one where you have to escort this cart, and sometimes it's control points, and sometimes it's control points mixed with payload, where first you capture a control point, and then you get to do the escorting. So far, I actually haven't really noticed a lack of variety, because even though... Oh, I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you, Malkota. You've now moved from my line of sight, and I'm scared, so I'm coming back. All right, I got you again. I haven't really noticed the lack of variety, just because the variety in other aspects of the game is so enormous. Like, the sheer amount of heroes, and the fact that you know, look through the left side of your screen sometimes, and you go, oh shit, somebody's firing a fucking dragon at me. What's going on with that? Oh, too late, I'm frozen in an ice ball. Like, there's all sorts of hellish stuff that happens in this game that you have to figure out for yourself through... Oh, it's a wheel! That's alright, you're gonna get Josh Groban, man. I am dead now. But still, that went pretty well. That life could have been worse. As we get further and further into checkpoints here, we're going to get spawn points that are closer to our actual objective, which is good. Don't forget about your Caduceus Blaster. It's accurate and useful for finishing off enemies with low health. Yo, I ain't about that, man. My life is as support. And I will continue to support till the day. I never use my secondary weapon. But I recognize that I should be using my secondary weapon. Mercy also has the ability to glide here. And I hope that by showing off... Oh, God, that's an ult. I hope that by showing off at least a few different kinds of characters here, you sort of get a feel for the fact that there is an enormous amount of character variety. And that's not necessarily abnormal in games like these, for sure. But at the same time, it's really, really on display here. Not just in terms of character designs, which I know, you know, Overwatch has gotten a lot of credit for. But also in terms of the actual abilities, they're all unique. Like, rarely can you describe a character as being like this character, but, you know, a reskin or something like that. Oh my god, I got dragoned. This was not a good idea on my part. How we doing stat-wise? I mean, I am a straight-up healer here, so I don't really mind being a little lower on the stat department than everybody else. As long as my healing's up there, then that's okay. But, I probably could be playing better, admittedly. But our team, from an objective-based standpoint, we just won the game. I don't know how we did it. Scrap all robots. No way, dude. Get that propaganda out of here. The other nice thing about playing as a healer is that you oftentimes get, not play of the game, but you oftentimes get, accolades at the end. Because people are like, thanks for being the healer. And I'm like, the secret is you mostly just hold the left mouse button and people think you're doing a good job. I played a little bit of TF2, and by a little bit, I don't mean 2 hours. I mean like 150 hours, but less than a lot of people. I'm not going to vote for myself. You know what? I'll vote for Malkota. Thanks for the votes, though. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do one more here just to show off a little bit more Overwatch and play as some more heroes. But one thing I want to get across here is that I know that there is a subset of people that are like, this game is overhyped. Look, that's fine. I'm not being part of the hype machine here. I'm not uploading a video that says Overwatch is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I'm giving you my honest opinion on Overwatch, which I understand, you know, is a little self-serving to just say that your opinion is honest, but this is honestly how I feel about it. It's really polished, really satisfying to play, accessible, seems like it has a high skill ceiling as well. I don't know anything about its esports potential. You know, I stay away from that part of the world for the most part because I'm not qualified. Few defense heroes, no tank heroes. I mean, we could play as Reinhardt here. It's a fan favorite for sure. I've had a great time playing it, and I really wanted to kind of get that line out there right off the bat, which was, this is a game that scares me in the sense that it has converted me back into a, like, myself as a teenager, where 6 hours just disappears in the blink of an eye as I'm playing it. And I will admit that on an intellectual level, I'm not playing the game and I'm going like, wow, this moment is really blowing me away. Wow, this is like the craziest set piece I've ever seen or anything like that. But every game is just consistently enjoyable unless you're getting stomped. And the things that I have not enjoyed fantastically with the game so far are largely related or endemic to it just being a multiplayer shooter. For example, there's nothing more annoying than having a healer on your team, and then halfway through the game, they just change to not be a healer. Instead, they become like a sniper, and they don't tell anybody. And you just gotta, like, divine that for yourself. That's annoying. Of course, some people can be jerks in the chat in the game. That's just par for the course for a game like this. But it's a really, really fun time, and I'm sure at some point I'll reach that level of Dota 2 frustration where I'm like, oh, the freaking Lucio never changes his aura. But for now, I'm I'm really, really having a good time with this. But let's explain what Reinhardt does here. He's got a melee hammer that does a lot of damage. His projectile attack is that, like, explosive thing that he can shoot out, and it has, like, a 6-second recharge time. This is his iconic ability, which is a shield through which your enemies can't shoot, but you can, and it does, it has 2,000 HP, after which point it will break, and you have to wait for it to recharge, I think. And he also has a left shift ability, which is kind of a gap closer, and also pins enemies down. I guess the explosion goes through the shield, actually. I didn't know that. Oh! He's behind me. There you go. Smash some of that stuff in there. Admittedly, I think I'm a pretty bad Reinhardt player. Except for the fact that I was the world's greatest player right there, and that's the first time I've ever done that, and I'm the greatest Reinhardt player of all time, and if you'd like to sign me for esports, you can sign me up right now. I don't think so, sir! I don't think so, sir! I don't know where you went. There's a couple characters in Overwatch. They just disappear on you. And you go, what's going on with... that was a bit of a whiff as well. You go, what's going on with that? This character's just disappeared. Okay, that was... Oh, just hit him with the explosion. Yeah, you know the explosion goes through shield. I've learned something. I feel more fulfilled as a result of this. So just trying to make sure there's not one behind us. I'm not sure if that explosion hits, but yeah, I'm just trying to tank it up for my team here. One of our teammates, Symmetra, has created a teleporter that we can use to get back to the objective in case things go terribly wrong, but this is going pretty well so far. I wonder if we're about to be flanked or something like that. Oh, I see man! There is a man up at the top there. He's probably looking to drop his ult on us. And then there's a sword man as well. And I forget what Reinhardt's ult does. I think it, like, knocks enemies down in a line in front of you. I'm gonna try it. Let's hit it up here and see what this does. Then you just run in here and smash him in the head. Use some explosions or something like that as they're available. I've found my man. This is going pretty well so far. You know, as soon as the enemies start to switch heroes, you're doing something right. Okay, so that guy, I worry about his ultimate being up here. Oh, they got like a pocket medic. I'm not gonna run in there. That guy's too fast. I'm gonna miss my pin and then expose my backside. Whoa, what have I done? I idiotically, I think, walked into his ultimate after I was already safe. Not a smart idea on my part. As a team, we're killing it, though. One thing I will say... Oh, he's gonna explode. Get behind a car. One thing I will say is that, Overwatch is one of those games where when everything's going right, you're like, we're the greatest players of all time, and no one can ever stop us. You know, life's great. When everything starts going wrong, you go, everyone on Earth is an idiot. I've lost all... that was stupid of me. I've lost all my faith in humanity. This is hell, and I want it to stop. Like, your enjoyment of Overwatch does largely hinge on your own team's success, in my experience. But luckily, we're being pretty successful right now over the course of this video. If you think I'm moving off of this objective to hunt some kills, you are out of your mind. I want those gold medals, man. I want the gold. All y'all have seen the leprechaun say yeah. This bothers me not. Oh, watch out, there's gonna be... I see on their team they have a man who hooks. Hookman is gonna try to come together in his hands and hook me. Okay, we have been turned up now. Lucio has given us a lot of armor, but the armor is gonna disappear pretty quickly. What is that? Did you see this? I did not know there was an Overwatch man who could do that. Here come the hooks. Save your teammate. I should not have done this. I should not have done this. Oh, my shields are down. That's alright. This person's in hell. He brought his teammate back. It's alright. Drop the world's best ultimate. We've done it. As always, we're the world's greatest. I'm sad that your teleporter is offline, but we are just, like, dominating right now. This is fantastic. I only have 1 gold medal? Just the 1 gold medal? I wanted to be the Michael Phelps of Overwatch. At present, I am not the Michael Phelps of Overwatch. I'm like the freaking Greg Louganis, as a little bit of a slightly deeper cut reference to professional swimming. Which is the kind of reference you come to this channel for. Okay, she's gonna explode. Yo, I just get behind this old-timey, you know, London taxi and I'm safe. Junkrat, I believe in your tire. We have won the game. I've never been happier with Overwatch as a game than with that victory right there. I also love being large, man. Just a great sense of power. Play of the game, T-Bone as McCree. I did not see this man the whole match. It's always high noon. Every 10 seconds it's freaking high noon. But I'm happy that he was on our team. He did a great job. I didn't even get any accolades. You know what? Best kill streak, 16. It's fantastic. Enjoy your epic there. I'm going to rate that match a 3. This has been Overwatch. And I know, again, there's some cynicism and there's a lot of hype. It's balanced on both sides. There's cynicism and hype surrounding this game right now. I'm really having a good time with it, and it's one of those games I find myself wanting to limit how much I play simply because of the fact that there's the potential for me to just waste entire work days in this game right now. In terms of other modes that you've got going on, you do have the weekly brawl that comes in, kind of like the tavern brawl from Hearthstone, where you've got unique conditions and you play against other people who have the same conditions. You can play against the AI. You can play a game with your friends or AI in a private match. I've got a friend request there. You can also do training, you know, practice against AI, or do the practice range where you can learn hero abilities. And Hero Gallery just lets you see stuff that you've gotten for characters. And, you know, there are a great deal of heroes in the game at the base price here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you go to the bottom. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 heroes right off the bat. Loot boxes are things that you can purchase, but also you gain 1 per level. All you have to do is level up once. You open it, you get taunts and sprays and stuff like that that you can use. But yeah, Overwatch, I think it's really good. I'm adding my echo to the chorus of people saying that Overwatch is a quote-unquote good game. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you had already made up your mind on Overwatch, I hope you at least enjoyed watching some gameplay. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button, helps out a great deal, and of course subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll put a link in the video description below to the Battle.net store, where you can pick up Overwatch if you're interested. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.